Okay. Welcome to People of Eros. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Thank you for accepting this interview and letting me record our conversation today.
Mm. Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you for asking.
What's your name?
Maria,
And how old are you, Amoria?
I am 53.
And where are you from?
Yeah, I live in the Twin Cities,
The Twin
Minnesota.
Cities, Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Some people might be listening from Mexico and won't know where the Twin Cities are. Or maybe
Mm.
other places in the country, in other countries.
Yeah.
Um, Share with us an erotic story.
I love the inquiry. This is yeah, Eros has been the pulse of my awakening, and so it feels really rich to be able to share this erotic story of my own personal journey. So I feel grateful to be here. Yeah, I am wanting to start with like where it all began and where my aliveness and my eros came online. And it was just under 10 years ago, post-divorce, and began starting to date again. And one of the first gentlemen that I met, we connected and shared intimacy, and um, it was one of those things where I was like, "Oh, who is this person? Like, there's something about him. There's this like peace. There's this presence that he has." But I couldn't name presence yet. I just knew there was this peace.
Mhm.
And I spent the night there, and I remember the next day I had to drive to a friend's, and it was like a 5 hour drive, and I just like my whole being, I was crying, like the sky was bluer, the grass was greener, like everything was like alive in a way that I hadn't ever perceived before. And I spent that weekend with my friend, and then getting home, I was like, "What happened? What is this? What's going on?" And that presence that he shared with me was the beginning of my spiritual awakening. And I came to understand that not only was it spiritual awakening, but a Kundalini awakening. And so he opened up for me anything that was stuck. And I believe that it was the sacral chakra that opened that evening, and sharing that presence and that intimacy and that sex, um, yeah, afforded me this massive journey. And my ongoing relationship with my own sexuality, my own sensuality, ways of relating have been the channel, have been the way up the mountain, if you will, of this deep exploration of who am I. And yeah, I have dabbled in lots of ways of relating and playing with this over these last 10 years, getting to know myself better, and through the reflection of others, and um, super grateful. Yeah, and the place that I come back to in this deeper excavating and discovering and activating of who I am in my sexual nature, has led me to this core component. We talk about core desires and blueprints. And the story that I come back to that has been the most touching to me, and I feel emotion as I share this, was in a time when I was exploring with a Dom. and we'd have experiences and, several hours to a day or two of connecting and being in a deep connection with each other. And I learned so much. And each time I went to him, there was like a theme, maybe it was being in service, maybe it was ropes, maybe it was, different kinds of impact or play. And there was this moment that I was at his feet and, I was being in service and kissing and touching and worshiping and in devotion at his feet and with his feet. And this was several years into my awakening. And so I'd already been in surrender to life. I'd already been in this dissolution of who I am and this deep trust of life. And it was like, it just dawned on me that he also is life. Like he's life. And the way that I related to other humans, but specifically men, like was forever altered in
This
my ability. Yeah.
is this the very first man that awakened your Kundalini, or this is a different man?
Yeah, it's a different man, a different man. This was
And
years later.
as I see. And I have a question.
Yeah.
The first man,
Mm.
are you still in touch with him?
It's so cute. So he's like, yeah, he's in my field, I would say. Like he's local and every now and then, like not specifically him, but people he's been in connection with. Even so much so that I sat next to one of his former girlfriends on an airplane from here to LA, and we're both talking about this man that woke us up. And we're like, on the flight back, we happen to have the same flight. And she's like, I see you're friends with so and so. And I'm like, yeah, that's the person I was talking about. And it's just mind blowing how. Yeah, so he's not actually in my world, but I keep connecting with people who are close with him. And so
And
it's like he's
uh,
always a part of me.
yes. And
Yeah.
how long did that connection lasted?
That connection was probably like a couple of months.
Okay.
And yet there was such care. I had just come out of a divorce and I was like,
Mhm.
oh my gosh, I'm gonna marry this man. And my friends were all like, whoa, 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 girl. Like, and I'm but no, like this connection is there. And so like this yeah, beautiful way that he honored my where I was at and also honored like the truth of what was actually happening. And very
And
sweet.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful story. So it sounds like you've been exploring your erotic self in
Mm,
power exchange dynamics, and mostly as a submissive. Are you
yeah.
still practicing as a submissive, or do you
Mm,
switch sometimes?
mm.
Have you ever tried being on the other side of the spectrum?
Ooh, I love this question. Yes. Um, when I relate with men, I am in submission. Like that's my deepest core energetic that feels so true.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and when I found Shibari, when I started working with rope about four years ago, and I was able to hold rope in my hand, I found the significant like ecstatic experience of taking someone on a journey and being responsible and holding container for others with rope. Um, and so rope led me into the world of doming. And I don't practice it on the regular, but I do enjoy playing with it with friends and holding that energetic sometimes in playful encounters. So yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Mm,
Thank
mm,
you so much for sharing a little glimpse into your erotic self. To end this conversation, is
yeah.
there something you would like to share with people
Mm,
of Eros community?
mm. I guess I would just say that I'm coming to realize the significance of storytelling, of weaving our lived experience and integrating that into the wholeness of who we are. And I guess I would just say keep sharing your story and the felt experience of it's everybody's story. Our story is um yeah, it's significant, it's poignant, it's potent, and I feel really grateful to be able to share today. Thank you for asking me.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you to everyone for listening. Until next time.